Do you ever sit down to work on your print-on-demand shop and suddenly forget how to do anything remotely creative? Like you open your design platform of choice and it's just you and the void. No inspiration, no ideas, just crickets. If you're currently in your design rut era, this video is your rescue plan. I'm walking you through all of my go-to strategies for beating creative block without doom scrolling or rage quitting your shop. These are quick, doable, and genuinely work, even when your brain is like, not today, Picasso. And stick around because tip number 4 comes with a super helpful freebie, and tip number 5 includes some of my favorite spicy little AI tricks that might just become your new obsession. In case we haven't met yet, my name is Mandy, a busy boy mom and active top 1% seller on Etsy. I've spent years learning what works, and so now I'm on a mission to help creative entrepreneurs like you feel confident in growing your Etsy business with print on demand so that your products can get seen, loved, and sold without the overwhelm. So let's get into it. First up is your creative warm-up. Tip number 1 is something that I recommend to every single seller I have ever coached, and it's the first thing I do myself anytime I hit that creative wall. Instead of trying to force a design out of thin air, pause and let your brain soak up what's already working out in the marketplace. Think of it like creative osmosis. Set a timer for like 20 minutes and go on a visual inspiration hunt. On Etsy, type in broad searches like graphic tees or mom gifts or trendy sweatshirts. Or you can try broad aesthetic terms like cottagecore or coquette or retro or boho or streetwear, depending on your existing style. My other little secret hack related to this is to type in trendy digital PNGs because lots of trends start as digital designs before they ever hit an actual product. The goal in all of this is to scroll intentionally, not to copy, but to observe. Look for what's getting attention, layouts that catch your eye, color combos that are working and getting bestsellers, font pairings you could totally adapt for your niche. Save screenshots of things that are in demand or spark your interest along the way. The more you repeat this skill building habit, even if you're not in a design rut, and then practice it, the more creativity you will naturally build over time that you can draw from. Notice that I said visual research on this one, not data analysis. There's a time and a place for analytics, but when you're in a creative rut, staring at numbers isn't going to spark anything. It becomes far too easy to start to spiral into analysis paralysis, staring at numbers. We want inspiration and creativity to flow, and building your expertise in creating designs that sell is a visual exercise that you need to get in the habit of repeating. Okay, so you've done your scroll, your brain is starting to feel maybe a teensy bit more inspired, but here's the problem. If you don't capture those ideas somewhere, they will disappear faster, and you may miss some patterns and similarities that start to emerge over time. Enter the trend board. This is your visual toolbox, your inspo vault, your creative Pinterest meets print on demand vision board. And no, it doesn't have to be fancy or perfect, it just needs to exist. Here's how I personally like to do it. First, open up a Canva whiteboard. All of your screenshots that you capture over time when you're doing that discovery scrolling and visual research, this is where they go. Fonts you love, little captures of layouts that feel fresh, color palettes you might want to try, design elements or styles, think florals, doodles, different design illustration styles. You can even save a few full design screenshots just to break them down later and study the layout or vibe. Again, we're observing and learning, not copying. Now here's the magic. This becomes your starting point every time you sit down to design. See, you might start building it when you're in a design rut, but it's something you can come back to again and again. No more wasting 30 minutes opening Canva and thinking, okay, but what do I even make today? Instead, you open your board, find a spark, mix and match, and go. Even better, make it a living document. Update it regularly as you scroll. Keep it fresh so that your creativity has fuel on demand. Next up is tip number 3. Look at what's already working in your shop. Here's the thing. If you've got a design, any design, that's sold even once, that's a clue. Not necessarily that it's your next $1 million listing, but hey, maybe. But that something about it worked. The phrase, the layout, the font combo, the vibe, it clicked with someone enough to get that sale. So before you go chasing the next shiny trend or get stuck on coming up with something brand new, zoom in on what you already have. Here's what I want you to think about. Can you swap the color palette to match a slightly different aesthetic? Could you use a different font pairing to give it a fresh feel? Could you update the phrase or elements to fit a related niche? For example, if you've got a shirt that says "Fueled by Coffee and Classroom Chaos" and it sells well for teachers, what about adapting it for homeschool moms or preschool aides? Can you offer a personalized version? Names, titles, years. It doesn't have to be complicated to feel custom. Could this design work on a new product? For example, that best-selling tote might make a killer mug, or that Comfort Colors design could live again on a sweatshirt or even notebook. This is how you can scale smarter and not harder. Instead of constantly feeling like you have to start completely over from scratch, start from what's already showing promise and multiply it. For my next tip, similar to the last one, this next one is all about leveraging what's working, but in a slightly different way. If you've got a design that's already starting to get momentum, even a little, grab a calendar, look 8 to 10 weeks ahead, and ask, how can I give this a seasonal twist? Maybe that teacher quote that did well in back to school season gets a little Christmas glow up. Or maybe your best-selling bright spring design gets a warm toned color palette refresh just in time for fall vibes. The key here is this. You're not starting over from scratch. You're continuing to leverage what's already working. And when you layer in upcoming holidays, events, or seasonal colors, you can create not only a sense of urgency and relevance, but also a chance to stand out with something new and different. But I get it. Keeping track of what's coming, what to design for, and when to list it, that can feel like a whole second job. So I made it easy for you. I'm giving away my listing and niche calendar for free for a limited time. It's usually only available with my niche playbook, but you can grab it today using the link below. Inside it, I give you the top seasonal and occasions to design for each month, along with some proven evergreen niche ideas to keep the creativity flowing all year long. And of course, if you want even more structure plus trend reports, challenges, my full course, and group coaching, you're also welcome to join my Simply Thrive membership, where we cover all of that and more. In the meantime, the next time your brain says, I don't know what to make, pull up the calendar, pick one of your existing designs, and remix it for something that's coming up. And for my last tip, when you find yourself in a design rut, we're going to use a little AI magic to jumpstart your creativity. And for this one, I've got a few tricks for you, especially when your brain is fried, your creativity feels extinct, and you're 99% sure you've already seen every quote out there known to man. It's time to call in some backup. So say hello to your new brainstorming buddy, ChatGPT. First, my go-to prompt for getting the ideas flowing is very simple. Open ChatGPT and prompt it with something like, give me 30 funny shirt phrases that only a school counselor would understand. Feel free to swap school counselor for your niche. Dog moms, coffee-obsessed book lovers, unhinged soccer moms, perhaps. Want to create group or couples listings? Prompt it with, give me 30 funny, most likely to family vacation shirt phrases with a coastal beach theme. You can easily swap in bachelorettes, couples cruises, or even holiday themes like Christmas pajamas or matching Halloween teacher shirts. What you'll get is a big old list of ideas you can riff on, remix, or rework into something that feels like your ideal customer. And remember, just because we're starting with text-based doesn't mean it has to be boring. Play around with bold and script font combos, arched text layouts, sleeve prints, or back of shirt designs, adding small icons or hand-drawn doodle elements that reflect your niche along with the current trends. This tip alone has pulled me out of so many "what do I even make today" moments. It's fast, it's fun, and honestly, it reminds you that there are endless ideas out there. You sometimes just need a little extra boost to find them. If you want to skip the prompting altogether, head to my completely free niche creator GPT. Simply give it your niche, tell it a vibe, and watch the magic happen when you are given phrases and design ideas that are intended to create a strong connection with your ideal customer identity. And if you're still feeling stuck in getting the very most out of AI to help you with your Etsy print-on-demand business, I created a squad of AI biz besties that help you with everything from niche inspiration to scaling to weekly prioritization to design prompts to gifting gold mines and everything in between. I've got a link for you below if you want to check out any of my available resources. The important thing to remember for this one is that this isn't about asking AI to take over everything for you. It's about giving your brain a spark, a prompt, and a starting point when it's stuck in the mud. And of course, if all else fails, don't force it. Forcing yourself to design when you're really just completely uninspired rarely results in a design that you'll like. So if your brain just is not having anything to do with any of these strategies, don't beat yourself up about it. Sometimes it's just your brain's way of telling you that it needs a little break. Get up and go for a walk, break away from your screen for a while, get some fresh air if you can, and come back to it at another time once you've had a chance to re-energize with a fresh set of eyes. But here's the thing, getting stuck in a design rut doesn't mean you've lost your spark or that your ideas have dried up forever. It usually just means your creative tank needs a little refill. And now you've got several practical, low-pressure ways to do exactly that. We've talked about strategies to observe what's working, a trend board to capture your inspo, a method to stretch your own bestsellers, a calendar plan to stay ahead of the game, and some fancy AI tricks to help you brainstorm like a boss, even on the most creatively fried days. So whether you try one or all five, remember, you don't have to sit around waiting for inspiration to strike. You can create it on purpose with a little nudge in the right direction. I hope this gave you that little boost you needed to shake off the design blahs and get back into creative momentum. So whether you're here building your very first print-on-demand shop or scaling to the next level, these are the kinds of simple strategic shifts that can make a huge difference, not just in what you create, but in how it feels to keep showing up. And don't forget, if you want a shortcut to help you plan ahead and stay inspired month after month, go grab my listing and niche calendar linked below. Remember, it's completely free for a limited time and packed with upcoming seasons, evergreen ideas, and niche inspo to help you stay ahead without the guesswork. If this video helped, make sure you hit subscribe and turn on notifications. I share weekly content just like this to help you grow your Etsy print-on-demand business and get your products seen, loved, and sold with a little less overwhelm. Thanks so much for being here. I'm genuinely cheering you on, and I'll see you in the next one.